Macmillan Audio presents The Education of Kendrick Perkins by Kendrick Perkins and Seth Rogoff. Read for you by J.D. Jackson. Prologue. The road to Boston. It was the middle of August 2003 when I left Beaumont, Texas. I was 18 years old. My friend George Davis and I had decided to drive cross-country to Boston for the start of my NBA career with the Celtics. At the time, I had no way of knowing just how long this journey would be. In some ways, I'm still on the road. I'd never lived outside Beaumont. Since I was 5 years old, I hadn't lived anywhere but my grandparents' house, a small, rundown shack on Glenwood Avenue, painted yellow with green trim. That's not to say I'd never left Beaumont. I traveled around the country to play ball, competing with the youth basketball elite for the attention of college and pro scouts. I'd played in the highest level camps and tournaments. I banged and bruised with the biggest and most skilled players the amateur basketball world had to offer, guys like Dwight Howard and LeBron James. But that wasn't leaving Beaumont. That was taking Beaumont with me as I went in search of a fantasy. A fantasy dangled right before my eyes. Every player and every game I played in on those trips and in those elite camps thought he was going pro. Each guy dreamed of the NBA contract floating right there. He just needed to reach out, take a pen, and stroke a signature on the bottom, and he'd be rich, famous, and set for life. When he opened his eyes, when he woke up in the morning after that sweetest of dreams, what was there? No pen, no paper, no money, nothing. Just the same grinding poverty and a day of hard work ahead. That's what I felt like after those tournaments. I'd be back in my grandparents' house. I'd go to the kitchen and look across the table at their faces as they ate breakfast and got ready for a day of work. My grandfather as a janitor, my grandmother cleaning houses for $40 a week. Those two faces, belonging to Mary and Raymond Lewis, were real. Every expression, wrinkle, and mark were as real as something could be real for me. I'd sit there for a moment before heading out for a day of training and school, gazing at them, and think that when I left Beaumont, I'd know it, because I would be leaving it forever. I would be going somewhere. I woke up early on the day we left. I'm not one for sentimental goodbyes. I didn't tell any of my friends I was leaving on that hot summer morning. The only people who knew we were taking off were my girlfriend Vanity, my grandparents, and my coach Andre Butte. I brought my gear out and packed it into the back of my new Denali. Quite a change of ride from the 1993 metallic green Lincoln Town Car in which I'd been cruising my corner of southeast Texas, the 409, for years. I climbed into the plush driver's seat and put my hands on the wheel. Catholic school lessons pushed their way into my mind. Over the years of Catholic school and church, I'd absorbed many stories about going places, setting off, stories about leaving things behind. They were the epic journeys of faith. Lot leaves Sodom and is told by the angels of God not to look back. Lot's wife looks back to face the destruction and is turned into a pillar of salt. Leaving meant going in one direction. Paul leaves Jerusalem on the road to Damascus. He sees Jesus and his whole life shifts. He knows there's no going back to how he lived before. Abraham leaves his home, a place of idolatry, following God's instruction.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?